Hey there, welcome to the Weather Show with meteorologist Vin Crosby. This video is going to be on the southeastern snowstorm, the biggest snowstorm of the year by far, and it's going to be dumping a lot of snow in the southeast, as far south as Atlanta and getting all the way on up into the Appalachians throughout North Carolina, South Carolina. I did have a request from a friend, Brody Finnegan. He and the family moved all the way to Greenville, South Carolina. He said, Vin, what do you think? I said, all right, I'm going to put something together for just you. So that is coming up, and I'm going to talk about all of the Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, all those areas, Georgia, of course, South Carolina, Alabama, all these areas where snow could really accumulate. Then we're going to take it on up into the north, into the nation's capital, Maryland, Pennsylvania, all the way through New England. Get those skis ready, Mr. Tim Sherman. Get those skis ready, Jeff Mead and the Kerr brothers. Yep, you're going to be skiing up there in the Northeast. Yep, some good snows coming on across the region. My cousin Garrett, maybe he's going to get his skis on. I think he was going to go out to the west skiing at Whistler. But hey, New England folks, you're going to love this forecast. So let's get right to it, show you what's going on, and we'll talk about the snow that is going to just miss New England right now with this storm system coming up the coast. So here is what we're looking at with this cold Arctic air back up here to the north. Right there, that cold Arctic air up to the north, we have this area low pressure that's down here to the south. This one is going to move up here and just miss Cape Cod, and that's going to stay out to sea, so don't worry about that thing. But it is going to draw some of the Arctic air in and drain some of that all the way down into the south, setting the stages for this bugger out here, this area low pressure, also bringing in cold air. This is going to make one of these tracks like this, right down in the south, and then do one of these numbers and crank up to the north. And with that, it's going to set the stages for some ice storm initially, and then snow, and lots of heavy snow, not to mention strong thunderstorms, heavy rains coming on through in the southeast. But the big focus is going to be the snow with this system. So let me show you this computer model forecast. This is the one that's got everybody's attention down in the southeast. This starting off right around the 13th, that's Thursday, that's today. So notice that as we go through the New England area, just really nothing going with that storm system. And then we see the storm system kind of now making its march down towards the south and the east, and that will continue as we go in through Saturday. This is right around Saturday morning. Notice the band of snow coming on in through the plains, dipping down through Iowa, getting into northern Missouri, and then it starts to make the turn, this going in towards Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Now we start to see the snow accumulate in the North Georgia mountains, North Carolina mountains, but then also down in the southeast. Notice this is right around daybreak or so, just a few hours after on Sunday morning, we start to see snowfall at least 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches fall just around Memphis, Tennessee, back through Arkansas. The pinks and purples there, that's 6 to 8 inches of snow, and then a good band of snow in the 6 to 10 inch range going on up in towards the Dakotas, coming right down through southern Minneapolis and Iowa. Then as we go throughout the day on Sunday, watch how it really starts to accumulate in the southeast. Do you see that right there? Let's go in for a closer look. You can see this really starting to take off in the afternoon hours on your Sunday. So this is going right up until noontime, just shortly after. That yellow and purple area there, hey, that's 12 to maybe 10 to 12 inches of snow in the darkest shades of purple. Notice how it gets into the Piedmont of North Carolina, just west of the Raleigh-Durham area, but Raleigh and Durham getting into that 2 to 5 inch of snow range along Interstate 40 and Interstate 85. It's going to be treacherous. Interstate 20, not fun, my friends. And then you can see how it all expands towards the north and the east and getting up in towards Virginia, this going in towards the afternoon hours on Sunday. So Interstate 95 right in through here. I think it's going to be all to the west of that, so we're not looking for crazy travel along Interstate 95 in North Carolina and South Carolina, but up in Virginia again, just shut down city for I-95 late Sunday afternoon to Sunday night. Notice the snow, heavy, almost all of Tennessee, into at least 2 inches of snow, and then some highlighted areas around Nashville, 4 to 6 inches of snow coming on down across the region. So this is the forecast I put together for my friend Brody. I thought I'd go in and do a little detailed forecast for him, and that one is right here. So you can see with this forecast, the snow pretty much stays around Raleigh, North Carolina, west of that, about an inch or two, and then it gets heavier as you go back towards Winston-Salem. But check out what happens as you go down in towards the Greenville, Spartanburg area. That's where my friend Brody lives and his family, all the Finnegan family, 28. I think there's a lot of them. Let's just put it that way. Tremendous snow. As you can see, the blue color there, that is 4 inches of snow in Nashville. Down as far north as the Fayetteville area, up there around Atlanta, and then north of Atlanta, just around 2 inches, 2 to 4, maybe 2 to 6, up as you go up 85 towards Gwinnett, about an inch around the Atlanta airport, and then as you get through the city, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then on the north side of the city of Atlanta, back towards Marietta, around 2 to 3 inches of snow coming on down, and then back towards Raleigh and west, you can see it really accumulates into the mountains. This is through Sunday by 12 p.m. We get 6 inches of snow in the Greenville, Spartanburg area. You can see around Charlotte, about 4 to 6 inches of snow. This is by Sunday noon, and then it's up near 8 inches, knocking on the door of 10 inches of snow around Ashville and the mountains of North Carolina. In the afternoon hours, as we go back to this model, you can see how it really blossoms, well over 12 inches of snow in some of these areas as we go through the afternoon and the evening hours. And then Sunday night, it starts to expand going in towards the early morning hours of Monday into Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, on up in towards the New Jersey area. You can see it all expanding to the north into New York State. It'll be rain along the coastal areas, but snow up around north and west areas of Rhode Island, Connecticut. That is in the 2 to 4 inch range. Some darker shades of green there, that's 4 inches, getting up into New Hampshire, and then back up across the Great Lakes and getting down in towards Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, eastern areas of Ohio, back down into Kentucky, West Virginia. That's all in the purples now, to lighter shades of purples and the yellows. That's anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow. And then now we go into Monday during the day, and the snow expands up in towards Vermont, New Hampshire, western areas of Massachusetts, and Maine. You can see tremendous amounts of snow coming on down. Purples and yellows there, folks, around Waterville Valley, Loon Mountain, up there around Killington and Vermont, anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow coming on down. Around Sunday River, it looks pretty good too, skiers. And then you can see that heavy amounts of snow going on up into western New York State. So Interstate 90, Interstate 80, Interstate 40 for sure, 85, 20, and 75, all down in the southeast. Shutdown city. I think 40 will be closed down Sunday night through Saturday night, rather, through Sunday morning in all of Tennessee. So avoid traveling these roads if you're going hitting the interstates in the eastern portions of the country. The next map I want to take a look at are snow probabilities. This is one for at least 4 inches of snow going in through the hours. This is basically for Sunday. Saturday night through Sunday afternoon. So that's what we're looking at here. So you can see there's a lot of probability for at least 4 inches of snow down in the southeast, at least 10 inches in that blue area. And then you can see it gets into the green. That brings it up to 40% probability. And then the red is pretty much happening, folks. So I can guarantee that we'll see a higher probability than 10% in the blue. It's almost likely at this point based on the models. Track could change, but right now you can see all these areas here getting into those high probabilities. So there's that Greenville, Spartanburg area through Travelers Rest, Spartanburg, up towards Gaffney and Boiling Springs. At least 40% probability. That's very likely when you see it in the green. The red means it's just happening, of at least 4 inches of snow. But interesting, you can see as we go down here, this is down in towards Alpharetta. There's Duluth. One of my first jobs was in Duluth. I lived there. But you can get up by coming in towards Dawsonville and then Clarksville and Helen. This is all areas where you'll see at least 4 inches of snow this through Sunday in the afternoon hours. Also, as we go back here towards Nashville, pretty good possibility you're going to see some snowy conditions along Interstate 40 around the Nashville area. So high probabilities for some snow there. And then back up here, just forget about it. Look at that, Blacksburg and Roanoke, and back up towards Lynchburg. Lexington, Waynesboro, these all areas in the Appalachians, heavy snows coming down at least 4 inches, and just south and west of Washington, D.C., but that's all going to be moving on up in the direction. So that's at least the probabilities for at least 4 inches of snow. Watch what happens as I take that off, and now we do 8 inches of snow. You can see those probabilities, they move, but not a whole lot. I mean, the focal point clearly is here around the Greenville, Spartanburg area where you'll approach 8 inches of snow, and then back up here at Hendersonville, Ashville, North Carolina. My good friend Ryan Judd's up there. He's going to get dumped on with over a foot of snow easily. Franklin, you can see tremendous amount of snow there. And then let's go and check out the probabilities of over a foot of snow or more down in the southeast. Again, it's right around Asheville and in the mountains of North Carolina and South Carolina. So tremendous amount of snowfall coming back across these regions. You'll want to prepare, maybe have a generator, get those 3, 4, 5 days worth of food and water. You want to just be prepared with batteries because there will be some power outages in these areas. The cold is going to get locked in. It gets wedged down in towards the mountains and sits there. And then all this moisture gets on top of it. So it's really going to be a cool, miserable, cold situation and dangerous on the roadways, anywhere from Charlotte to Raleigh, back towards Winston-Salem, back down towards 85 in Atlanta. 20, you got traveling Interstate 20, not a fun place to go. 55, 65 interstates, and of course 40, I already talked about that, shutdown city. I-95 will be treacherous on up between Virginia, the nation's capital, and getting on up towards, once you get up into Philadelphia and towards the coastal areas, it should improve, but that stretch, pretty much where the disaster happened last time, same stretch of interstate could get hammered with snow again. But the big problem is going to be back traveling west along 80 and 70, going over those mountains. That's where a lot of passes will be shut down. The roads will be almost impassable at times. And then, as we talked about, the snow's coming on down through the plains, getting down in from there, down in towards Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, all those areas. Just going to be a real nasty weekend weather forecast coming our way.